I don't even thumbnail. People watch and they're like, are you okay?
So you're an American artist, right?
That's correct, yeah.
Yeah, and you moved to Norway.
Yes, I moved to Norway, 6 years ago. It'll be in January.
Okay.
So right in the middle of the pandemic.
Oh, well, good a time as any to move. So how do you find Norway?
Well, I actually I moved here because of my husband. So I met him on DeviantArt in 2007, back when they had a chat room for like 5 minutes. And then he came to the States and we just started long distance dating. And then that got boring and tiring and difficult. So finally I was like, I'm just gonna move to Norway.
Yeah.
So we got married and I moved to Norway.
Yeah, long distance, you say to Norway, that's like, I don't know, 1,600 kilometers?
Yeah, because I'm from Texas, and like West Texas, so it's a long, yeah.
So yeah, Texas, so you're basically not used to the climate here. You want the warmth and...
I miss the sun, but I love the like foliage here, like the trees and stuff. We don't have trees where I'm from, so it's nice. But yeah, I miss the sun. I think that's the number one. Sun and food. Sorry, Norway.
Well, we have kjøttkaker.
Your Mexican food is it's all right.
But you do mostly 2D arts.
Yes.
Yeah. And comic books?
Yes, I'm a comic artist. So I started out in webcomics.
So nothing published through a...
Not officially. I do self-publish, so I have books, but right now it's just self-publish.
Yeah,
I haven't figured out.
You have that on your stand, right?
Yes.
So I will do B-roll of your stand, so it will be visible there, and I will probably flip through it a little bit, so people get a little preview.
That's perfect.
Yeah, and I've seen your art style, and it's really, really cute, and it's detailed.
Thank you.
It's like... I don't know how to explain it, but it's like detailed in a cute way, like in a stylized way.
Yeah.
And it's still very detailed for that art style, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. I think it's just growing up with like in the 90s and the late 80s with like the X-Men comics and stuff. It's kind of that like Western style, I guess, but with some anime-ish, like Sailor Moon and that kind of thing. So it's a mixture, I would say.
So how did you get started drawing?
I always have drawn, I guess, ever since I was little. My dad was an artist, so he taught me how to like draw people's faces and like the basics when I was like 8. And then I just never stopped drawing, I guess.
Yeah, so it's like almost genetics and environment making you...
Yeah, just living in a very artistic family. My mom's a quilter, so color theory and all of that was a big thing.
So you're like... environmentally exposed to everything.
Yes.
And then you built your own style.
Yes.
Or do you mimic your father's style?
No, he was more, he used a lot of charcoal and like painting people's portraits and things like that. And then he actually had a stroke when he was 40. And so after that, he used colored pencil and crayon. And it was very like strange because of that was how he saw the world after that. So he was very abstract. So I got to see like an art change with him, which was really interesting, I guess, to witness as a kid.
Yeah, it feels like art is usually like an expression of oneself or how you view the world. And when you have this big change and your art changes with it, it's like very noticeable for at least...
Yes, and it was kind of, it changed like almost, I don't want to say like horrifically, but it was a very like, almost scary, like very like sketchy and like not his soft usual style that I was used to with like the pastels when I was a kid. So very like abstract-y. And he said that that was because that's how he saw everything now.
Yeah.
So that was interesting. Like it was kind of interesting just to see him loosen up, I guess, in a way. That's kind of what it felt like.
Yeah, so, like being more expressive, not like toned down portrait style.
Yeah, like not trying to be a master, but just like this is what's in my brain.
So my head goes there from like you're drawing a portrait, not as art, but you're drawing a portrait for someone, and then switching over to doing art, like doing like these, expressive,
like almost like a diary or a journal, like but with visuals.
Yeah, that's really really interesting. Did you have any other like influences or inspirations growing up?
I think honestly, like watching cartoons like Sailor Moon and stuff when I was younger. Before that stuff came out on like Cartoon Network, because I grew up in the late 80s, early 90s. I used to watch it on the Spanish channel because I grew up on the border of Mexico. So Dragon Ball, the original one and stuff like that. No idea what anybody was saying, so I was just watching like the pictures, and then I realized that they were like comic books, as I didn't know what manga meant or anything. So then I would buy the books and just like look at them and copy the art. You know, I think that's very normal.
Yeah, tracing over.
Yeah. And then as I got older, I got into like the old like 80s, 90s Tank Girl comics and stuff like that. And my dad would like drive me to all the comic book stores around to try to find like all the issues. But yeah, so I would say like that, X-Men, like the old X-Men books and things like that. Yeah. So that was all before the internet.
Yeah, the internet really changed a lot how you were able to get inspirations and because I'm not an expert on this, but I would assume that the for our generation, because we're basically the same age, the inspiration was from bigger artists.
Yeah.
Right? Only the ones that are published or shown publicly. And now everybody has an Instagram, everybody has a coffee shop, everybody has some way of showing their art.
I'm sure you remember like when like the first time, I think it was called Elfwood, or like just before DeviantArt was like the first place that people started posting pictures. It was like a forum back in like maybe 1996, and like that was a whole new world.
Yeah.
Like, that was crazy.
Yeah,
I
like,
remember
other people
you
drawing.
can do this, like getting your little Angel Fire website, you know, like putting up your stuff. Yeah, it was a strange era.
the realization that you don't need like corporate backing.
You don't have to be a big guy.
Show what you do.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. So with a lot of artists, their art style change throughout their career.
Yes.
Do you have like a massive change, or did you like just grow naturally into your style?
I think I just grew naturally into my style. I think the biggest change is that I started out like a traditional artist, and I did everything with like Copic markers and pen and ink. And then when I decided I wanted to do a webcomic, I realized that that wasn't going to be feasible. So I bought an iPad and traced all of my stuff to learn digital. And my art, like, it's still the same. You can tell I did it. But if I draw traditionally versus if I draw digital, there's a difference. And I think that's probably the biggest. Like,
So you said you started using an iPad.
Yeah.
What do you set like now? Do you use an iPad
It's
still?
the same iPad.
It's the same iPad.
It's like 9
Procreate,
years old. Yeah, I feel like it's gonna die soon, but yeah, I've been using the same iPad for 9 years.
Yeah, well, so if it works, it works.
It hasn't crashed on me yet, so.
Well, like a lot of artists use a vacuum tablet or something like that on the PC, but my girlfriend uses Procreate to draw, so.
I am not technically inclined, and like my husband is like a professional artist and uses like a Wacom tablet with all the programs, and I look at them and get scared. So to me, Procreate, because it just came out then, so it was really bare bones. It felt like a simple way to get into that, and then they've grown it enough that it just works for me. So I never switched.
That's a fun way of looking at it, because you started using it because it was simple, and then they add a feature, and I can use this, and then they add a feature, and I can use this, and if you look at it now, it would be, this is complex.
Yes,
but it's like one feature.
I would be screwed if I looked at it now, I feel like, but but now I can look at Photoshop and go, okay, I get what's going on here. Like, yeah.
A lot of artists sometimes during their career or when they work with stuff, and you have webcomic, I'm not sure if it's like you need to release some with regularity. Yeah. What do you do if you are suddenly having an art block or don't have inspiration or motivation? What do you do?
I cry.
You cry?
Yeah. Well, it's happened a few times. So originally, like my comic, I started it 8 years ago, and I put it on Tapas and Webtoon, and it was just me like doing my thing. And I would get I got really depressed and lots of bad things. And so honestly, like I was just honest with my readers. I posted like a little hey, I'm alive and I'm coming back, but I'm dealing with some stuff right now. And then everybody was really kind. I didn't have people be mean to me about it or lose. So that actually gave me a lot of confidence. And then when I was ready to come back, which was 3 months later, then I went ahead and was able to kind of jump back into it. But I honestly am just honest with my readers, hey, life sucks right now, I'll be back.
Yeah.
And I have a contract with Tapas So I do have to update monthly, but they're really nice. I can message them and be like, hey, I cannot do it this month. And they're like, it's okay, don't worry about it. Like there's no penalty or anything for that. So I don't know how Webtoon works, but Tapas is super kind. So
That's nice.
yeah, like nobody's pressuring me. I'm not a robot, and luckily they understand that. So
I have a Patreon that I follow with a very talented sculptor who gives me digital files that I can print. And he's also working as I think it's a registered nurse.
Yeah.
And during COVID, he was mentally exhausted and just depressed and in the dump. And he told people at the Patreon, like, okay, just pause for this month and I'll be back later. And everybody was like, no.
Yeah.
You do you. We just pour money at you because we deserve it.
I've noticed that with my Patreon as well, because I've had to do that and like said I'm going to pause things, and they're like, no, this is a tip jar, like we want to, and like people are amazing. Honestly, I've never had anybody be like mean.
No, that's really nice.
A
And
nice
having
community.
knowing that people don't throw money at you for your art, but they throw money at you for you.
Yeah.
And that's like, it's nice having that support.
It is, because that actually took a while for me to understand. When I opened Patreon, people don't really interact with it that much. And I'm like, do you guys not like what I'm doing? Like, am I ripping you off? And then I figured out later, it's really just a tip jar to people. They want to support you. They don't care how often you update. Because I have a lot of people ask me like, how do you keep up with the updates? I don't. I update like twice a month and everybody's fine. I have my little Discord and we have a little community, and it's whatever. It's, you know, people are they just want to support you if they can, you know. So it's nice.
It's very nice, and you can relax your mental anguish with that when you just like know people are supporting you.
Yeah, and if it's not for them, then they can go find a Patreon that does update a lot, but like people are mostly nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you are a nice person, and people want to support you.
Yeah.
At least from my experience, we've run across each other like,
many
I don't
times.
know,
Yeah.
we're at the same cons, and
From the beginning of my like Norway convention career, you were there. We were across from each other. Yeah. You were one of the first artists I met here.
in
MagicCon.
MagicCon, well,
Yeah, so that was my very first thing. So,
but now you're like very active and
I got a lot of confidence at that convention. So
that's great. And that was in Oslo, and now we're in Stavanger, and that's quite a drive.
Yeah, it's
because you're Oslo based, right?
No, I'm Bergen based.
You're
yeah, it's even
I'm sorry.
Oslo is the drive.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Where's my son?
Yeah, I feel that. But you're Bergen based, so. There's not that many cons in Bergen.
No, we have AdventureCon, which is really nice.
Yeah.
It's more for like Ungdom, but it's really cozy.
And there's a new con coming next year, I think.
Yes, yeah.
So,
I forgot what it's called.
Yeah, well, I'll try to be there.
Like Floof cosplay.
But do you, Bergen also have the Raptors Festival?
They do have the Raptors Festival. I have not participated in that one. I always somehow just miss the registration.
But that would be like a great way for you to show your webcomic.
Yeah,
but that's comic based, right?
Yeah,
So
it's definitely more. And I probably should do Oslo, like the comic one that just wasn't there. Isn't there like a Oslo comic festival or something?
And I'm sitting here with a blank expression on my face. I don't know.
I think there is. I don't know. See that?
Well, I don't really do much comics. I read a lot when I was younger, but usually Donald Duck and those kind of things.
Yeah.
The Marvel stuff that I'm into now isn't really comic based.
More of the movies and things like that.
Movies and stuff like that. And then I picked up some comic runs and read through them and to see where the inspiration came from and some of
it's very hard to follow these days. Like there's too much. I don't actually read comics anymore, which is very funny. But
you just make them.
Like I'm just like occasionally a webcomic, but I had a friend take me to like a world famous comic book shop once, and I was like looking around and he's like, you're not into this. I'm like, no, I don't know what I'm looking at, I'm sorry.
We have this, I travel a lot to Belgium, almost yearly, just for vacation. And there's this shop there, a comic book shop with a lot of comics and a lot of statues and a lot of art like that, and it's always fun to go in there and look at all the...
I love to look.
And they have so many comics and so many statues and stuff. So maybe I should have read more, but
I get overwhelmed.
yeah.
Like,
And the thing is, like, if you try to, like with Marvel, where should you start?
No,
What
there's
should you start?
how.
What's the run?
Yeah.
How does this connect with this? And how should you progress? Because it's like, yes, I read this one and I want to read that one. And it's like, no. Read this one and then this one and this one. And then you can read that one.
I cannot follow, and I haven't read a Marvel comic since like 1997. So it's like, I have no idea where I watch the movies and that's fun.
Yeah.
It's like, just for fun.
I tried the Marvel Ultimate app.
Yeah.
Or is it? Yeah. Well,
Do they have an app that
there's an app with a lot of. It's a subscription based.
amazing.
Where you can like read all the comics.
Okay.
And they group them a little bit, but it's still like a jungle out there trying to figure out what to read.
Yeah, I have no idea. I dropped it during like the Spider-Man like clone thing that was way back in the 90s. I could not keep up with that, and I was like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna go over here and start reading independent comics because they're one shots.
Yeah.
My attention span can do that.
That's fair. When you draw a lot, not just comics, but also like
Yeah.
still single photos,
Yeah.
right? Do you do commissions for that?
No.
No?
I'm actually really bad at commissions. I have a hard time like drawing on a time limit unless it's like my own thing.
Yeah.
And I feel like either I'm taking too long or there's just not enough heart in it, and then I feel like I'm ripping someone off. It's kind of an imposter syndrome thing.
Yeah, fair enough. It's like something that I noticed with my girlfriend is when she makes or basically she doesn't make things she doesn't care about.
Yeah, and that's exactly, and it's like, it's not that I don't care about your commission, it's just that I know what I enjoy and I don't really enjoy, unless it's something that I'm super into, which honestly it sounds bad, but mostly my own stuff, because I have hyperfixate on my own thing, and so it's hard for me to enjoy like doing commissions and things.
Yeah.
So.
But your webcomics, how long has that been running?
My bigger one it'll be 9 years next year. And we're about 3/4 of the way done. So yeah, we're getting there.
Yeah, so you basically have this storyboard laid out with this is starting and this is the end.
Like, I don't script or thumbnail like a normal comic book artist does, but I do have like, for each chapter, which would be like 80 pages or something, I do like, what am I wanting to achieve? What is each character's motivation? What's the beginning, the middle, the end? Okay, let's go. And then I just go in and draw. Like, I'm an absolute monster. Don't do it like me ever. It's like, I don't even thumbnail. People watch and they're like, are you okay? Like, you're just gonna draw it? Yeah, I'm ready. So.
But 9 years, that's a long time.
My marriage isn't even that long yet. I've never done anything for 9 years, so it's really impressive.
Yeah, it is. How long is it now?
Oh no. Okay, so a lot of webcomics do like the weird like long format. I did not understand that, so I do page by page, but I slap like 8 pages together to make it look long. So each update is about 8 pages, and I would say there's about 200 updates. So whatever the math is on that.
200 updates with 8 pages,
with 8 pages.
1600 pages.
Yeah. Okay.
So we're like talking Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, this one I will never publish. Like, it's just too much.
Can't afford the paper.
No.
I usually like to end this interviews or talks with what your moonshot is, and the moonshot being a goal you want to achieve, or a lofty goal, something you want to see if you can do in the future. It doesn't have to be realistic, but like a dream.
Yeah. My realistic goal would actually be to publish like with a publisher in Norway or something like that. That would be awesome. I just haven't quite figured out how it works here yet. And then I do have unrealistic goal. I think it would be really cool that if somebody made like one of those really bad, like gritty, like Supernatural, Riverdale or something like that of my comic, like TV show, that would be amazing. It would only work in that format. It would have to be bad, like Charmed or something like that. And that's my unachievable dream, but maybe one day.
But that would be awesome.
It would be.
But it would be really cool to see your comics published.
Yeah, I would love that, but I'm trying to navigate it. I have a few friends who are trying to tell me like what they did, and like maybe I can follow it. It's just a little bit different here than it would be in the US. I think maybe easier because it's smaller, but I don't know. I'm also scared of rejection, so it's like,
of course.
do you even want to try? I don't know. People buy them from me. That's okay.
Yeah, I talked to Victor, and he had also the same like fear of rejection, because a lot of the stories that I assume you're telling as well are deeply personal.
Yeah.
And
it would feel like a personal slight.
yes, and that's it's hard to imagine how it would be to face that kind of rejection. Like you're telling the world, this is who I am, and if then the world says no, thank you.
Yeah.
That'll be.
It would be difficult. I think at this point I have enough of an online following and people that buy and support my books that maybe it wouldn't hurt so much if I got rejected, because there's other people that enjoy it. But
it's not the mainstream people, but it's the
I have a really
people.
Nice community that throw money at me, and they're very kind.
Yeah.
And buy my books and stuff. So that's cool, but yeah, someday I'll get over it.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I really hope so.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
It's been really fun talking to you.
Yeah,
learning a little bit more about you.
Yeah, I don't think we've ever had a conversation like very long, so this was great.
I don't think so either, but we're just passing each other in the hall saying hello.
Familiar face.
Yeah. Well,
Thank you for having me.